Greetings and welcome to the newest episode of the Rice Crypto Show. Give me a 5 by 5 if you can hear me. Smash that like button, thumbs up. Be sure to share this video. Justin Eubanks, My Crypto Space UK, Tony C, The Bothead, Alex, Taimana, The Zero Bird, even Grima. I do appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time to join me on today's show. And before we begin, a few quick messages from the sponsors of Rice TVX who help make it possible for me to do this thing full time. I keep feeling like my mic is clipping. I don't know what's going on. If you guys hear me okay, just please let me know. You can always find information in every video description for Monarch Wallet, a decentralized cryptocurrency wallet that you possess, own, and control your private keys, and Pre-Search, a decentralized search engine with AI that rewards. Again, you can find information in every video description, and we're about to begin today's show. All right, it looks like everybody can hear me loud and clear, so I can take this out of my ear and talk to you guys like normal. Thank you again for tuning in for today's Rice Crypto. Updating everybody about the interview that I did with Ben Armstrong, the artist formerly known as Bitboy Crypto, that took place yesterday, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Time. I want to give everybody the updates as to everything that's going on. In case you missed my last live stream in regards to this situation, I was supposed to do the interview last Tuesday, a week ago, this past Tuesday. And ultimately, most of you might know that a week ago, this past Monday, looking at the calendar, that would put us at September 25th. The evening of September 25th, Ben Armstrong did that infamous live stream from somebody's driveway and ultimately got arrested. I was supposed to do the interview with him on the 26th, a Tuesday, and that got postponed because his attorneys had advised him not to do the interview after everything that had occurred. So I want to share a real quick clip, and then we're going to get into the update.
And I was supposed to go on, that reminds me, I need to go to Twitter. I was supposed to go to Rice TVX today and do an interview with him. But unfortunately, my lawyers told me right now I can't do that. But I will be giving the first interview. I will be giving this first interview to Rice, though. So, but I don't, he said he wanted me to retweet. He said he wanted me to retweet. Not, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to tweet real quick. Sorry, I gotta do this for Rice because I'm a good friend. I have to do this for Rice because I told him I'd do the interview. So give me 1 second. Still going to do my first interview with Rice, but I have to hold back for a while due to my lawyer's request. Has nothing to do with last night, but going forward, I can't talk about it. Okay. Can't talk about it until I can. So there we go. Okay, there you go, Rice. So the point here being is I was going to do this interview with him, and like, unfortunately, I just can't do it. But like, I feel like everybody always has and Rice has been really good, and that's why I'm giving him the interview. It's a tiny channel, and tiny compared to a lot of large channels. He may have more subscribers than me right now. I got 50,000. I don't know, but he's good, right? He was neutral.
That tiny channel thing, still, it's like a little jab. I talked to Blood about that. again, I appreciate him doing the interview. I'm good at doing interviews. I've done a lot of high profile interviews, a lot more high profile interviews than a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space. And I've dealt with a lot of subjects that YouTube does not favor. So my channel is immensely shadow banned. I don't even think the numbers that you guys see as far as the view count, the subscriber count, any of that is legitimate. I feel like the channel is a whole lot bigger than they allow people to see, and they just keep me in the shadows because I'm what they call borderline content. Okay, so here's the deal. You saw that clip was from Tuesday, September 26th, the day after he got arrested. And doing this interview has actually been literally as much drama as the situation itself between Hit Network, Bitboy Crypto, TJ, Ben Armstrong, and everybody else that's involved. Because I'm putting out this video, I'm doing this live stream to let everybody know that as of right now, I've been asked not to release the interview. I've been asked not to release the interview by Ben Armstrong and his legal team. Now, when I originally scheduled the original interview that we were going to do last Tuesday was supposed to be live. He didn't want to do this one live. And he said that his attorney would have to review the interview before we release it, which is why I posted on Twitter last night, or X, whatever you want to call it, that I did the interview. Stay tuned. It should be released on Friday. And that was the plan. That was the plan. But Ben is asking me again not to release the interview. His attorney's asking me not to release the interview. I've asked to speak with his attorney because I don't feel like there's anything that was said in the interview that, in a sense, for the most part, that he hasn't said already. And I don't feel, and this is just my personal opinion, that anything is incriminating. I will check the live chat out here in a minute, so just bear with me. Also, I asked Ben about the full audio of the call that he did with TJ. Most of you might be familiar with that call. There was 3 extra minutes of that phone call that was cut out. And I asked Ben about that. And Ben said if I wanted to, I could release that full audio. That would include the extra 3 minutes that Ben did not include when he released the audio. So if you're watching this, you can let me know in the live chat, do you want me to release that full audio video, or full audio call between TJ and Ben that includes the 3 or so minutes that were not included when Ben shared it? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live stream. Put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. A 1 for yes and a 2 for no. To release the full audio with TJ and Ben that include the extra 3 minutes. A 1 for yes, 2 for no, or comment yes or no after the live stream. I've been trying to remain as neutral as possible. It's becoming a little harder and harder, but I'm trying to be as neutral as possible. That's all I'm going to say as of now. And I'm more concerned with journalistic integrity more than anything. I've known Ben Armstrong since 2018, so going on 5+ years. I've known TJ a little bit less, not much less, because I met him in 2018 as well, but later in the year. And most of these guys I've known for 4 to 5 years. And a lot of them, TJ, Ben, had told me things that are private, that I assured them that I would not share. When all this stuff is all over and done with, and if it needs to be shared, I may share it. But what I am thinking about is, what do I do with this interview? So what I'm going to read is, because I like to be as transparent as possible. I'm not going to read the entirety of this, but this is the text that I received from Ben at 1 o'clock, this little after 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time today. At 11:40, his attorneys were watching the interview and halfway through it. So let me go ahead and make sure you guys are smashing that like button. That would be greatly appreciated. It helps the channel out. It helps other people to be able to find this shadow ban channel. Smash that like button, because I'm still got a lot to share and I want everybody's thoughts about what I should do moving forward. So Ben texted me at 1:06 p.m. saying, bad news. TJ hit me with a TPO restraining order. And supposedly, as of this moment, I'm not allowed to say a word about the dispute. The lawyer is saying we can't release the interview. And I called TJ right after that. I tried calling Ben. He was unavailable. And he was talking to his attorney. I talked to TJ. TJ said that it was a protective order. It's a restraining order. It's a simple restraining order. It's not a gag order. It wasn't anything to do with that. To be transparent, apparently TJ is putting a defamation suit against Ben Armstrong for various things that he said, including calling him a fraud. Ben's aware of that. Ben said he was served. I told him it's just a restraining order. It's not a gag order. And I'm asking, what did the lawyer say about the interview? He said, I spoke to my attorney. He's adamant this is not to be released. He said that as soon as we can talk or the restraining order gets dropped, I will still give you the first interview. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not sharing anything here that's something I don't want to share. He's supposed to be jumping on that Twitter Spaces, which I didn't check out. And he said, I told Altcoin Daily I can't talk at all, so we'll only discuss the future of that interview. Discuss the future on that interview, and it won't have any hard-hitting questions. Said, I'm really sorry, man. So again, I'm trying to focus on journalistic integrity here. There is no gag order put in place. There was nothing on TJ's end that was preventing Ben from saying anything. Plus, he was also served at 7 p.m. last night with the information. We did the interview at 4 p.m. So technically speaking, from a legal standpoint, we did the interview before anything was served. So if anything, it would be on me whether I decided to release the interview or not. And ultimately, I still can. And that's partially why I wanted to do this update and talk to everybody. Ultimately, I'm going to have to make this decision. This is up to me, but I do want to get some feedback from viewers, subscribers, anybody watching this, anybody who is in the community, other YouTubers. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I should do. Ben and his attorney do not want me to release the interview. And when I agreed to do this interview, he said that his attorneys had to listen to it first for approval. On the flip side, I could just release the interview. If you want me to release the interview, say release it. If you don't want me to release the interview, say don't release it and wait. I don't know what kind of legal repercussions there could or couldn't be, or if I'm even worried about that. So when it really comes down to this, when I started my channel, I didn't start this. And now, of course, I wanted my voice to get out, but I didn't start this for friendships or popularity contest or anything to that effect. I just wanted to make a difference in the world. I wanted to be the change that I wanted to see. Now, along the way, I've made friends. Some really good friends. Some people, they're just associates. But I've known Ben for a long time. He's been very helpful to me. He's been very supportive. We've had our issues, but we've gotten through it. I've known TJ. Me and TJ and Ken Bozak actually used to do a show together. It was very short-lived, and that was at the tail end of 2019 with a gentleman by the name of Jerome, and it was called Rehash Cast. So Ben has been on my channel. This was my 4th interview with Ben Armstrong, and everybody has shared information with me freely. So with that being said, if I was to release the interview, I would hope that Ben Armstrong would understand. Then I also know Ben Armstrong, and I try to put this in a different context. If for example, Ben interviewed somebody, me or somebody else, over a very hot topic, and said that they didn't want the interview to be released, would Ben Armstrong release the interview regardless? So I'm going to take a moment here. You guys, again, smash that like button. I'd be greatly appreciative if you guys do that. We got 124 viewers, which is amazing. It's so insane that you guys are tuned into this drama, because there's more important things. There really are more important things that we should be focusing on here, ladies and gentlemen. And it's sad that we are focusing our attention on this. Got a couple super chats as well. Crypto Crows in the house. Appreciate you joining, bro. A lot happening, fast moving. I just sit on the interview until the parties agree to it. Not worth a few views. I appreciate you saying that, bro. And I may reach out to a couple people to find out exactly what people are thinking. It looks like a lot of consensus is ones on the releasing the full audio, which Ben did give me his permission to do that. I asked him in the interviews, if you're not going to release it, do you give me your blessing with me releasing the full audio? And he said, yes. I'm paraphrasing. And I said, well, if I do, is this going to cause some sort of rift between me and you? And he said, no. And the reason I asked that was because he has come out and said that anybody who goes on Altcoin Daily, altcoin. I don't know why I said Altcoin Daily. Anybody that goes on around the blockchain or anything associated with Hit Network or any of the brands, he would not work with. And I'm trying as much to remain as neutral as possible. So I'm back at the very beginning of the chat. I appreciate the kind words from everybody. Crypto Bloods in the house. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate everybody. Again, if you're not subscribed here, make sure you are subscribed and check out ricetvx.com and sign up for my mailing list. And check out that new logo. Check out that new logo. Get that rice bowl in full effect. Tricky Creations in the house. It's good seeing you. Red Robbles. And I tell you, as soon as I'm done with this, I am going to as soon as I'm done with this live stream, I'm hitting the gym. I need to work my arms pretty hard. I haven't been in the gym in a week. I did abs. Well, I went yesterday and did abs. 2 days ago, I went and did abs. Hitting arms hard today. Buys, tries, forearms, everything. I need it. Quality crypto if his lawyers will allow it. Exactly. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Tricky. Everybody, there's a lot of ones. I don't see not one, two. Mr. Donut Factory's in the house. Donut, I'll reach out to you over the weekend so we can reschedule for next week. I definitely want to get on the show, bro. And most definitely, Crow Your Coins. I might do a roundtable and invite you on, Crow, and a few others and try to have a discussion about this from a different perspective. Don't do it. Leave it. Give him a like for his patience with that man. If you only knew what I knew and where my head is at, that's the other problem is there's so much confusion into this because people are pointing a finger and accusing people of doing various things when maybe one side is actually doing the things they're pointing the finger at. If that makes any sense. And it's a lot to go on. And I've been thinking about this. I've called Blood. Originally, before he said I couldn't release it, I was like, I'm going to release it anyways. But I got to do what's right. Diabro, thank you for saying follow you, heart. We know you're a good guy. I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, I wouldn't want to just do this for views. You know, of course, I would love to bring some attention to the channel. I would love to see the channel grow. The channel's been stuck right around the 32,000 area for about a year now. And YouTube is not letting that go away. So, of course, I would love to be able to grow my channel, but I don't want to do it on the sake of others. And I don't want to do it in dishonest ways that don't vibe with who I am, with me being the change that I want to see in this world. I've got to treat people how I want to be treated. And maybe I'm convincing myself that it's not a good idea to release this, but I'm still going to be thinking on it, praying on it, doing everything I can to figure out what needs to be done. But again, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments if you're watching the replay. Hate watching you go through the struggle. I appreciate you, man. French Toaster, thank you, man. Appreciate you joining. Hold it and wait till you get the okay and then release it. Should be fine. Well, the way that I'm understanding it is Ben doesn't want to release, period. He's going to still give me the first interview, but he wants to redo it, I'm assuming. I don't know 100% Don't know 100% is all I can say. Don't post it until being given the okay from the lawyer. Thank you, Crow. Appreciate you again. Ray's one of the few people saying just release it. What's going on, Hector? Blockchain Trends in the house. Make sure you guys are subscribed to his channel. Most of you guys should be subscribed to Crypto Crow's channel. His channel is so much bigger than my channel, and he's so much bigger than me in person too. The dude is like this. I can't even show you on camera how tall that monster is. Misko, it's good seeing you in the house, man. I appreciate. Yeah, I heard Crow. Somebody told me that Crow is looking for somebody to fight at one of the karate elites, man. If you weren't so fucking big, Crow, I'd have to attack your legs and just bring you down. Easy 2017 is saying bring it up now. A few people are saying release it. A friend would not release it. That's kind of where I'm having some conviction here, because although, you know, I say that we're friends and we are friends, not all friends are always honest with their friends. Crimson is saying if you agree not to, even in private, you're morally obligated not to release it. I get it. I get your point there. Richard Ducat is saying just verify it with paperwork. Man, ask TJ and Ben for legal proof. Specify what you're talking about, legal proof of. Because again, TJ has already said it's totally cool. And it's literally a protective order. That's all it is. It's a simple restraining order, not a gag order. I don't even think they legally can put a gag order on him. Crypto Clan says, don't betray the trust. Wait. Still got a couple people want me to release it. What would Ben do? He would release it other way around. That's kind of what I was suggesting, is that Ben would. Let's say, for example, that Ben interviewed Sam Bankman-Fried. Let's say Sam Bankman-Fried said something on that was incriminating to his case that he's dealing with right now. And he and his lawyers or both said, before you release this interview, we want to check it out and make sure we're cool with it, and then you can release it. Now, I've had a couple people say that, but it wasn't for legal reasons. That wanted to preview the interview before I released it. So with that being said, if Sam Bankman-Fried and his attorney then said after watching the interview, no, you can't release this interview because there may be whatever the reason is, because it's not correlating 100% to what I was going to say with Ben. But if they said you cannot release it, would Ben have released the interview with Sam Bankman-Fried or not? That's kind of, I'm trying, but at the same time, I got to treat people how I want to be treated and not do things because I think other people will do them anyways. So I'm dealing with a moral struggle here. If you guys can't see, like I'm sure if I was CoffeeZilla and wasn't Ben Armstrong's friend, this thing would be out and you guys would already be watching it. But I'm not CoffeeZilla. I'm too close to the situation. We're all friends. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Do not release it. Release it. Everybody's going back and forth on this. So this is really something that I'm going to have to do. Depends on if you want to piss Ben off. Well, I talked about catching a bridge on fire today. So far, my pyromaniac ass has only caught fire to my cannabis. Appreciate the super chat. Please tell us the truth. No lie. Not lie other media. Well, I'm definitely not trying to lie, and I'm definitely trying to share the truth, but I've also got to respect the situation as well. Mr. Gary's Guzzler says, I'm not a fan of Ben, but I think your honor is more important than being the first to drop an interview. Well said, GG. You don't need to be saying things to that effect, man. If you release, you could open up legal headaches. Not that you would lose, but it could cost you money and time for a fight. You know, I get that. I've thought about it. A lot of people, it seems like most people here have good moral integrity and good moral values here and are telling me to wait and be patient, which I'd like to see that. I'm glad to see that. And I do miss Ken Bozak too. I think he's done on the YouTubes. I need to call him, text him. He told me I need to get in touch with him, so I need to do that. I miss him too. Crypto misses him, and we kind of need him. PJ says, Ben tried to hoodwink you. Hopefully you've listened to what I've said, PJ, and you understand where my dilemma comes from. But I think that everybody is in agreement that I should release the full audio as far as the call between TJ and Ben, the last 3 minutes. That to me, it doesn't completely change the conversation, but it adds more perspective. And if I was going to be doing something like that and I'm going to be transparent, you need to release the whole thing. And when I found out there were 3 extra minutes and what I heard, I felt that others should have access to hearing it. So again, a 1 for releasing it and a 2 for no. I got all 1s earlier. Still trying to go through the chats. We got a lot of people watching. And again, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in. What I would really encourage you to do is, if you're new to my channel or you haven't been here in a while, explore some of my interviews. Go through my videos. I've had some really interesting guests on. I did Miss Janice McAfee's first interview publicly after John passed away. So if you missed that, and I had her on recently about a month and a half ago. I've interviewed former IRS special agent who's beat the IRS. I've had my 3rd interview with Mr. G. Edward Griffin. There's been a ton of stuff here that people have not had a chance to see because YouTube doesn't want them to see it. Interviews with Sheriff Richard Mack, Ammon Bundy. I did a whole re-release throughout August of older interviews that include Andreas Antonopoulos, Roger Ver, Charles Hodgkinson, Charlie Lee. Who else? Fluffy Pony, Ricardo Spagni from Monero. All the interviews with John McAfee, of course. All 7 interviews that I did with him. So catch up on my channel. If you guys are new, you guys are in for a treat, a Rice Krispie treat. Yeah, and smash that like button, ladies and gentlemen. It's greatly appreciated. And I'm still just going through the comments. I think you guys get the gist of like where my head is at when it comes to this whole scenario. I really do appreciate the people as far as being morally in a good place. Just put out a video on crypto. Ben just put out a video on crypto banter. Well, I want to see what that is. If Ben, now here's the other thing. If in any of the information that Ben did on the Twitter Spaces or whatever this crypto banter thing is, and the interview with Altcoin Daily includes any of the stuff that's dealing with the court case, that's dealing with the drama with Hit Network, then I definitely will be releasing the interview. But Ben has assured me that the conversation with Altcoin Daily is going to just be focusing on what he is doing as a content creator in the present and future, which we did cover at the very end of the interview. Ronnie, it's good seeing you in the chat. Thanks for joining. And Crypto Crow is the man. The interview, good question. What's my opinion of the interview? The interview was an hour and 40 plus minutes. It was a very long interview. I was sweating. My armpits were all sweaty when I was done. It wasn't exactly a very fun interview to do, especially when you're, in a sense, politely interrogating somebody who's a friend of yours. I've done this before in interviews. I knew it wasn't going to be an easy interview. I didn't think it was going to go as long as it did, but it's very in-depth. We cover everything from a timeline perspective as to how, when, and why did this begin? Were you aware of what was going to happen when they publicly removed you from the company? Going through all the various accusations, answering the best he could, knowing that his lawyer was limiting on what he could and couldn't say. We talked about Cassie Wolf, the Duchess of DeFi, of course. We talked about Carlos Diaz, who I have actually spoken to. Shout out to Blood for making that happen. So I pretty much have talked to everybody involved in this situation. We talked for about an hour and a half last night. And Blood's talked to him several times prior to that. So we're in deep when it comes to the information. I don't think that there's anything truly revealing in that it's in my opinion, without knowing any more information than I know, I don't feel that anything that was said in the interview was incriminating. I don't feel like it's anything that he hasn't already said for the most part. Like I said, it's not like you're just going to get a rehash, because I mean, I was definitely trying to make sure I was asking as good of questions as I could, as respectfully, and adding in many different perspectives. So if I do find out that Ben has talked about the case in any way, beyond saying I can't talk about it, then I will talk to Ben and I will probably be releasing the interview. I will say, for transparency purposes, there was a part that he asked me to omit, which I did. And when I release the interview, it will be as what I presented to him and his attorney, which did omit a portion of the interview, a small part, just a little teeny bit. But just to be transparent, there was a part that was asked to be omitted. Aside from that, which I didn't think was a big deal personally, aside from that, I thought everything was good. That's my opinion on that. Crypto Crow shaking my head, man. What was I thinking? I thought I was street smart. Yeah, Ledger funny. I think I lost some in the comments, but there's so many comments, I literally cannot go through all of them. Once you agree to let Ben's lawyer have veto power, you're ethically obligated to not release it. Well, I mean, I didn't agree with his attorney. It's just an agreement between me and Ben that his attorney had to watch it first. It wasn't said that my attorney had to get permission for me to release it. It was just said, my attorney wants to watch it before you release it. That could be, depending on how you want to look at it, mean a lot of different things. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Crow, if you fight like Cardano, you lose. That's a good one. Ben would 100% release something like this and not give a fuck, but you do you. Let TJ watch it. If he's okay with it, then release it. TJ said I could release it. Also, on another side note, TJ's attorneys did not necessarily want him to do the interview that he did with Altcoin Daily. And they did not ask or want to watch the interview for approval before it was released. So TJ did the interview because he said, I had to say something because we're a media company. I couldn't just be silent and wait till the legal case. He had to say something. So he did the interview against his attorney's wishes. And also the attorneys did not review it to approve it, to have it released. It was released after Altcoin Daily decided to release it. So I'll go through the last few bit of comments. Again, I do really greatly appreciate each and every one of you for joining. Release 2 interviews at the same time. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah. To me, it does expand your understanding of things that have went on from Ben's perspective. Now, again, this is all, as far as truth is concerned, if you're just dealing with 2 people, there's 3 sides, there's 3 parts to that truth. There's Ben's version, TJ's version, and then there's the truth. And I'm trying to find the truth. That's ultimately what I've been trying to do. And the more I've done that, the more someone tries to confuse me and make the situation seem like something it's not. It's definitely, I think, important in context to the entire situation. If you don't do it now, you are a vampire sucking on your friend. I'm not sure what that means, but definitely not a vampire. Crypto is a solo sport. It needs to be released. Ultimately, again, Ben said he would do the interview. You want me to pick my nose or just touch my nose? I'm really live. I'm just going through comments and I don't even know where we are with where I'm going through. So there's no way I can go through all these comments. I really appreciate everybody. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I got a lot of ones on releasing the full audio between TJ and Ben Armstrong. Justin Brock says Ben and SBF aren't friends. If you and Ben are, I'm not sure he would, but he does want to stand out. I try to be as hard hitting as I can. This is a very sensitive situation, knowing that when I was doing the interview, that he was going to be limited on what he could say. But I still was asking questions and pushing. Danny Carney, I'm a fan of Ben, Rice, and Crow. I feel you should do what is right and be respectful. Thank you. Release. Me and Carlos want to do a reaction video on it. All jokes aside, go with the chat says, I just don't think Ben would hold back if the roles were reversed. And I mean, again, this is something this is ultimately going to come down to me. I just really wanted to try to get people's opinions and thoughts. And I probably will reach out to a few other people and get their thoughts on it as well. And I'm definitely not trying to ride any coattails, my friend. If that's what you think, please go and find another fucking channel. I don't need people like you here. Again, I'm not here for a popularity contest. You know, I would love my channel to grow. I would love to be able to get some of these interviews and messages and stuff that I'm trying to promote out to more people, because I think people need to hear this information. But I'm going to do it my way. And I'm not going to give in to bullshit. So I don't play those kind of games. I don't capitalize. As a matter of fact, I didn't even talk about this publicly until last week, when me and Crypto Blood did a reaction to 2 audio calls a week ago this past Monday, which was September 25th. So fuck off. I'll be nice and not ban you, but you're kind of a douche. Yeah, he's doing an Altcoin Daily interview, but he's not supposed to be talking about anything in regards to the case or anything in regards to the drama. So again, if he does, I'm going to talk to him and tell him I'm releasing the interview. And if things really want to get out of hand, I could release the part that he wanted omitted out. And I am going to be transparent about the part, there is a part omitted out. Yeah, that's not really going to do any good right now, is it? All right. Well, I do appreciate everybody again for joining. Ryan Woodward's asking, did your opinion change after conducting the interview? That I will not say anymore on. But if you're good at reading between the lines, you might have caught a few things here and there as in regards to maybe some things that I did or didn't say, potentially or not potentially. 1 million for the exclusive unedited version. The bad thing is I know you got it, man. And as much as I want it, I would have to say no at this time, Carlos. But Carlos, again, get my number from Blood so that we have communication with each other. Appreciate you, KLM. You're obviously not listening to the words that I'm saying. And maybe this is a good time to let people know and remind people, because sometimes people need to be reminded. Even myself. We have 2 ears. We have 1 mouth. So you need to listen twice as much as you fucking speak. I'm still Team Rice. Still Team Rice. Get it? Yeah, we talked about the Lambo. I forgot to mention that after I said we talked about Carlos Diaz. We talked about the Lamborghini. Got into detail about that. I'm still undecided. There's going to be a few things that I'm going to see that take place in addition to other things for me to decide whether or not I'm going to release this. I will say this. Let me see if I can pull this up. I could do a quick screen share just so you guys know how serious and for real I am. I am for real. You see right here, people. You see a private video. Hour, 43 minutes, 35 seconds. Ben Armstrong, exclusive interview. Right here it is. All I need to do is make it public. Okay. This video wasn't for clickbait. This video is actually what it said. It's a fucking update telling people what's going on with the interview. What did the thumbnail look like? It said no. Did you see that thumbnail? I'll help you with that because the thumbnail should have let you know. It's a simple thumbnail, but it's so good. So good. All right. I don't know if that's the real Carlos Diaz or not, but I've spoke to the real Carlos Diaz. It's probably not the real Carlos Diaz because I don't think he has that name anyways. But Carlos could have multiple YouTube accounts. Thank you. We definitely need to listen twice as much as we talk. What's up, Andy Lee? It's good seeing you. Hugs and love to you as well. Not your keys, not your Lambo. There's no snippet going to be played as of yet. Ray, I appreciate your feedback. Thank you for sharing your opinion. You know what they say about opinions? It's good to see Rice make videos again. Well, I'm glad you said that, but I've never actually stopped making videos. That's why I talk about me being shadow banned and being thrown into the borderlands, the borderline content, pretending like I do not exist. I've been here the entire time since I interviewed you, my friend. So what people actually need to do is check in on my channel. Like, actually had to go to my channel to find out what I'm doing because YouTube is not going to let you know. As a matter of fact, most people don't even get the notifications. A few people do. All right. Well, I do appreciate, again, everybody for taking the time to tune in. It's been a lot of people viewing. I greatly appreciate. Exactly. It's because I'm shadow banned. I encourage people to unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then turn a notification bell on and see if it does anything. But if you look through my videos, I've been putting out videos. There might have been like a week or two, like over the summer, that I didn't put out some videos. But for the most part, I've been putting out videos consistently. I started my channel January 2018. It was May of 2019 that I started doing this thing consistently full time. So with the exception of some vacations, going out of town, traveling, taking a break here and there, I've been here. I've not gone anywhere. Just been in the shadows. Join me in the shadows, people. I appreciate you guys. And Andy knows. Andy's aware. She's been watching for a long time. You're never into suggested stuff. Only on sub. Well, it's because I'm shadow banned. And the easiest way to minimize my growth is to make sure that I'm not being promoted to more than 0.5% of YouTube viewers. And that includes all the borderline content, not just me, because 0.5% is still very significant. But when you think about all the different people that they have put into this category, those are the real people. They have to let a few of the real people through. But for the most part, most of the people you see that get a lot of growth, they're not the real people. I'm not saying they're not real people, but they're not the real people. All right. So before we wrap things up, I do want to encourage people, if you guys check out my website, ricetvx.com. If you go over there, you're going to be able to sign up for my mailing list. For one, I'm getting my mailing list going so everybody can stay updated on all things Rice. That way I can contact you directly. I'm making myself uncensorable with Rice Uncensored. So sign up for the mailing list. Scroll down. We have Rice Uncensored going on. I'm offering limited lifetime. Well, not limited. I'm offering lifetime access for a limited time until the end of October, which is October 31st, Halloween. I'm offering $100 for you for having lifetime access to Rice TVX, riceuncensored.com. You get access to both Rice TVX channels, which include Rice Crypto and Rice Against the Grain. You get early access, unedited videos, no ads, exclusive content, forum, live AMA, live streams, and more. So I'm going to be able to do this on the private side, making myself uncensorable. There's information scrolling across the bottom of the screen. just email Rice Media Group at protonmail.com. Put lifetime in the subject line, and I'll let you know how you can pay me the $100 and get that lifetime access. Otherwise, you can join today for $7 a month. It's still in kind of a beta mode for launch, and I will be fully publicly launching this thing in the beginning of November, trying to work through a couple kinks because this is the first time I'm doing a website like this. In addition to Rice Uncensored, the private side, you can watch both of my YouTube channels right on my website. You can watch Rice Crypto right here. You can watch Rice Against the Grain right here. I have links for all my social media. And I have a shop coming soon, so there will be merch, so stay tuned for that. But again, all this you can find over at ricetvx.com. You can go to ricecrypto.com. It will redirect here. You can go to riceagainstthegrain.com. It'll redirect you here. Or if you go to riceuncensored.com, you can sign up for the $7 a month for Rice Uncensored on the private side. Get access to all the good stuff. Let's see here. I saw something about a question about ATB. Stacy Dale, good seeing you in the house. Eric Carlson is asking, when ATB, Rice? Right now, I'm not doing ATB because I'm trying to remain neutral. If I go on ATB, Ben is going to cut me off. And for now, I would like to remain as neutral as possible. So I appreciate the kind words from everybody. Again, if you're not subscribed, I would greatly appreciate if you take the opportunity to subscribe. If you have not smashed that like button, that would be greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out my other channel. Make sure. Well, I'm glad that you can wait, Crypto Stacks. Thanks for letting me know. Make sure you guys are following me over on Rumble. Speaking of Rumble, me and Crypto Blood, we've been doing some uncensored live streams together. We've been doing it on both of our Rumble channels. About 2 weeks ago from tomorrow, we did I Love COVID Uncensored. The second half of these shows are call-in shows. This is over 3.5 hours long, the longest show that we've done together. We also did an episode for I Hate Trump. We did I Hate People. I know we did an I Love Aliens, I Love Tate episode. And what I'm getting at is this Saturday at 1:00 p.m. Eastern Time. That is tomorrow. We will be going live on YouTube, starting off for the first 10 minutes, and then we're going to be taking the live stream, the uncensored live stream, to Rumble on both of our YouTube channels. We're going to be doing I Love COVID 2 Uncensored 11. We still got a lot to talk about. Again, that first episode that we did, the last show, over 3.5 hours, and we still got more to talk about. So we're going to be going live officially for the uncensored version on our Rumble channels at 1:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And the second part of the show will be a call-in. You can join us on screen with video or just audio, but join us for I Love COVID 2 Uncensored 11, Rice and Blood, Blood and Rice. That's how we roll. Again, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, and thank you for tuning in for today's live stream. I greatly appreciate it. And hopefully you understand the moral dilemma that I'm in, the situation, what I'm thinking about, where my head is at, and trying to make sure I do the right thing while keeping my integrity intact. Again, I'm not here for the popularity contest. I didn't start this channel for friends. I've made friends. I've made enemies. And I don't mind making more, if that's what it comes down to. It's not a threat. I'm just saying. My integrity is, when it comes to what I'm doing here as a content creator, is more important than anything. And if I lose friends and keep my integrity, so be it. Let me know what you think. It looks like I'm going to be releasing that full audio. I may do that after my live stream with Blood tomorrow. The audio between TJ and Ben's phone call that included about 3 minutes. Looks like I'm going to release that. I'll keep everybody up to date with what I decide to do or not do with this interview that I did with Ben yesterday at 4:00 p.m. Eastern time. I'm trying to talk to his attorney. I'm trying to get permission. I'm going to see what happens with the Altcoin Daily interview and this Twitter Spaces that he did. And if anything was said differently than what was told to me, then I will release the interview. Otherwise, I want to do what's best, do what's right, and make sure I keep my integrity in the process. I do hope you guys understand. I do appreciate everybody for the feedback, the suggestions, and for you guys watching today's live stream. Again, smash that like button. And before we wrap things up, I encourage you, as always, to be a blessing to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. And this means so much more, is so much more relevant with my ending, my outro, with what's going on. Be the glitch that you want to see in this matrix. Be the change that you want to see in this world. Until next time, and there will be a next time, practice change.